Hello, and thank you for visiting Prepared as an Academic School Administrator outside of Massachusetts and obtaining your first Administrator License component of the Massachusetts Educator Licensure Series, often referred to as MELS. This presentation provides general information about attaining your first Academic School Administrator license in the Commonwealth. We will cover all Academic School Administrator licenses offered, except the Supervisor Director licenses. If you are interested in a Supervisor Director license, please visit the Supervisor Director component of MELS, designed specifically for the license you are seeking. Otherwise, let's continue. For the purpose of this presentation, the phrase prepared outside of Massachusetts applies to individuals who completed or plan to complete any of the following options outside of Massachusetts, comparable to the initial administrator license sought: a state-approved educator preparation program, an educator preparation program sponsored by a college or university outside of Massachusetts, accredited by a national organization accepted by the Commissioner, or possession of a license comparable to the school administrator initial license sought. If you have not satisfied and do not plan to satisfy one of these options, and you're interested in earning your first academic administrator license, please visit the Prepared as an Academic School Administrator in Massachusetts and obtaining your first academic administrator license component of MELS. Otherwise, let's continue. Throughout this presentation, there'll be references to finding additional information such as guides, forms, and other websites. You can find links to these resources within the overview located directly beneath this video. When selecting the type of school administrator license, please keep the following in mind. A professional license cannot be obtained as your first school administrator license. Educators with at least 3 years of experience under a valid school administrator license from another state or jurisdiction may qualify for a temporary license. A passing score on both portions of the Communication and Literacy Skills test is a requirement to obtain a provisional or initial license. However, this test is not required to earn a temporary license. The Superintendent Assistant Superintendent license is the only administrator license offered at the provisional type. If you do not qualify for a temporary license, and you're not applying for a provisional Superintendent Assistant Superintendent's license, you should be applying for an initial license as your first administrator license in Massachusetts. And Massachusetts participates with every state in the District of Columbia through the NASDAQ Interstate Agreement for all school administrator licenses. You will notice that the school principal or assistant school principal is the only field offered at multiple grade levels. Please be advised that due to changes to the regulations, applicants seeking to obtain a principal license at the pre-K through 6, 5 through 8, or 9 through 12 grade levels must apply and satisfy all requirements prior to July 1st, 2019. Otherwise, they should apply for the pre-K through 8 and/or the 5 through 12 grade levels. In addition, requirements for an initial principal license at the pre-K through 6, 5 through 8, or 9 through 12 grade levels vary slightly from requirements for the pre-K through 8 and 5 through 12 grade levels. We will cover this difference later. A temporary license is valid for 1 year of employment. Provisional and initial licenses are valid for 5 years of employment. As a reminder, if you satisfied one of the 3 options on this slide, for example, you completed a New Hampshire state-approved principal licensure program at the University of New Hampshire, this presentation is for you. If you have not satisfied one of these options, a potential option exists for those with a post-baccalaureate program in management/administration or have at least 3 full years of employment in an executive, management, leadership, supervisory, or administrative role. This potential option is the panel review. If you're interested in this potential option, please visit the Prepared as an Academic School Administrator in Massachusetts and obtaining your first academic administrator license component of MELS. Otherwise, let's continue by taking a closer look at the temporary license. Individuals who have a bachelor's degree, hold a valid license in a field, in grade level comparable to a Massachusetts administrator license sought, and have 3 years of employment in the role of the license may qualify for a temporary license. For example, Susan holds a valid Pennsylvania Special Education Administrator license. She was employed full-time by the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania Public School District for the past 3 years as a Special Education Administrator. Susan is a good candidate for a temporary license. However, please be advised that an individual who has failed any portion or passed all portions of the Communication and Literacy Skills test is not eligible for a temporary administrative license. In addition, the department does not consider a test failed and subsequently passed as a failed test. A temporary license is valid for 1 year of employment and is non-renewable. Educators employed under a temporary license for 1 year have a professional responsibility to obtain a provisional or an initial license before starting their next year of employment in the role of the license in a public school or other setting where possession of a valid license is required by Massachusetts law. We will cover means to satisfy and document requirements towards the end of this presentation. The requirements to obtain a temporary school principal or assistant school principal, pre-K through 6, 5 through 8, or 9 through 12 license are on this slide. The valid license or certificate from another state or jurisdiction must be comparable to the field and grade level of the Massachusetts school principal or assistant school principal license sought. In addition, in this instance, the license or certificate must also be of a type comparable to at least an initial Massachusetts license. Remember, applicants seeking a principal license at these grade levels must apply and satisfy all requirements prior to July 1st, 2019. Prior to looking at requirements for initial licensure, let's cover the provisional superintendent, assistant superintendent license. This license requires possession of a bachelor's degree, achieving a passing score on the Communication and Literacy Skills test, and having at least 3 full years of employment in an executive management/leadership role or in a supervisory, teaching, or administrative role in an educational setting accepted by the department. We will cover how to satisfy and document requirements towards the end of this presentation. Routes to initial licensure exist for those prepared in Massachusetts, as well as for those prepared outside of Massachusetts. As a reminder, being prepared outside of Massachusetts involves the successful completion of one of the pathways on this slide. For example, the following school administrators were prepared outside of Massachusetts. Peter completed a Texas state-approved superintendent certification program through West Texas A&M University. Paul completed a school principal certification program through Western Governors University. WGU is accredited by the National Council for Accreditation of Teacher Education, which is a national organization accepted by the Massachusetts Commissioner of Education. And Mary has an MBA and substantial experience as an executive director. She earned a superintendent's license through the Texas Education Agency. The agency granted this same license to Peter, who completed a Texas state-approved school superintendent certification program. The agency deemed that Mary's education and experience was at least equal to the educator preparation received through a formal educator preparation program. Candidates prepared outside of Massachusetts may qualify for initial license on this slide as their first initial administrator license in Massachusetts through possession of a bachelor's degree, achieving a passing score on the Communication and Literacy Skills test, satisfying the prerequisite experience and/or license requirement, and satisfying one of the 3 options on this slide. In addition, possession of the SEI administrative endorsement or SEI teacher endorsement is also required. Candidates prepared outside of Massachusetts seeking a school principal, assistant school principal license at the pre-K through 6, 5 through 8, or 9 through 12 grade level are not required to complete the performance assessment for initial license, also known as the PAL, if they have applied and satisfied all requirements prior to July 1st of 2019. Applicants seeking a principal, assistant school principal license at the aforementioned grade level who do not satisfy all requirements prior to July 1st of 2019 cannot obtain the license. Such applicants may change their application to the pre-K through 8 and/or 5 through 12 grade level. Demonstration of the successful application of the professional standards for administrative leadership through the PAL is required of individuals qualifying through reciprocity for a Massachusetts principal, assistant school principal, pre-K through 8, or 5 through 12 license, who do not have at least 1 year experience in the role of a principal and/or assistant principal in a state other than Massachusetts. As previously mentioned, academic administrator licenses have specific prerequisite experience and/or license requirements. These requirements for the initial superintendent, assistant superintendent license consist of the following: possession of at least an initial license in another educational role, or possession of a provisional superintendent, assistant superintendent license. In addition, completion of 3 full years of employment in an educational setting is required. The prerequisite requirement for an initial principal, assistant principal license is at least 3 full years of employment in an executive, management/leadership role, or at least 3 full years of employment in a supervisory, teaching, or administrative role in an educational setting accepted by the department. Prerequisite employment can occur inside or outside of Massachusetts. The specific prerequisite experience and/or license requirement for the initial special education administrator license may be satisfied through A or B. A. Possession of at least an initial license in special education, or at least an initial school counselor, school guidance counselor, school principal assistant principal, school psychologist, school social worker/adjustment counselor, or speech, language, and hearing disorder license, and completion of 3 full years of employment in an educational setting. Or B, completion of at least 3 full years of employment in law, public policy, higher education, or other related field accepted by the department. A prerequisite license may be waived for an applicant who has earned an equivalent license based on the same level of preparation in another state or jurisdiction. Lastly, the specific prerequisite experience and/or license requirement for the initial school business administrator license may be satisfied through A or B. A, possession of at least an initial license in another educational role, and completion of at least 3 full years of employment in an educational setting. Or B, completion of at least 3 full years of employment in a business management/administrative role in a business, educational, or other setting accepted by the department. Let's take a look at ways to satisfy and document requirements. To document possession of a bachelor's degree, applicants should upload an official undergraduate transcript that includes the registrar's signature, verifying a bachelor's degree conferred, along with the conferral date and all coursework within. The degree must be completed through a college or university accredited by a recognized organization. Applicants who earn a degree outside of the United States through a college or university not accredited by a recognized organization should upload a degree equivalency report made by a nationally recognized agency. Statute requires a bachelor's degree. Therefore, applicants with graduate degrees still must submit verification of a bachelor's degree. The testing company submits communication and literacy skill test results to the Office of Educator Licensure electronically. You can find additional information pertaining to how to upload documents, recognized accrediting organizations, nationally recognized agencies, and MTEL through the links contained within the overview located directly beneath this video. Prerequisite employment may occur in or outside of Massachusetts. To document prerequisite employment, please upload a completed school-based employment verification/induction and mentoring form, or a letter as noted on this slide, verifying the required employment. You can find the school-based employment verification/induction and mentoring form through the link beneath this video. As for a prerequisite license, if you currently possess the prerequisite license in Massachusetts, then the Office of Educator Licensure will verify that the requirement has been met. A prerequisite license requirement may also be satisfied through possession of a comparable license from another state or jurisdiction. Therefore, if you are attempting to document possession of a prerequisite license, please upload a copy of the license. Instead, you may upload a letter signed by the authorized signatory, written on official letterhead from the issuing authority, stating the field, grade level, and type of the license held. If you cannot obtain either of the aforementioned, you may upload a copy of the issuing authority's electronic file verifying the license you hold, along with the official URL for that file. The performance assessment for initial license is only available for principal, assistant principal licensure. It is comprised of 4 performance-based tasks that measure a candidate's practice as it aligns to the professional standards for administrative leadership and enables principal, assistant principal candidates to demonstrate their leadership knowledge and skills based on actual experiences. The PAL is not currently required for applicants prepared outside of Massachusetts who apply and satisfy all other requirements through reciprocity for principal licensure prior to July 1st, 2019, or qualify through reciprocity and have at least 1 year of experience as a principal. You can find information about the professional standards for administrative leadership in the PAL through the links contained within the overview located directly beneath this video. Please upload an official transcript or official program completion documentation and an endorsement to verify the completion of either of the educator preparation programs on this slide, comparable to the initial license sought. Endorsements must specify the field and grade level of the program you completed. The endorsement may be included on the official transcript or program completion documentation, in a letter written on official program letterhead signed by the program administrator, registrar, dean, or certification/licensure officer, or on the verification of completion of an approved educator preparation program outside of Massachusetts form. To document possession of a license comparable to the Massachusetts Academic Administrator license sought, please upload a copy of your credential. If you are not able to provide a hard copy, then please upload a signed letter written on official letterhead from the issuing authority stating the field, grade level, and type of the credential you hold. An authorized signatory must sign this letter. If you're not able to provide either of the aforementioned documents, please upload a copy of the issuing authority's electronic file verifying the credential issued, along with the official URL for that file. Principals, assistant principals, or supervisor directors who supervise or evaluate core academic teachers who provide sheltered English instruction to English learners should earn the SEI teacher endorsement or SEI administrator endorsement. You may earn the SEI teacher endorsement through any of the following 4 options. 1. Successful completion of a department-approved course of study specific to providing sheltered English instruction. The standalone course provider or approved program provider verifies this option electronically. 2. Passing score on the sheltered English immersion test. 3. Possession of a Massachusetts English as a second language or English language learner's license. This license cannot be a temporary license or a professional license that is invalid. And 4. Possession of a bachelor's degree and a major approved by the department or other graduate level training approved by the department. This option is a transcript review and generally involves the successful completion of graduate courses completely covering the subject matter knowledge and skill requirements set forth in the regulations. You may earn the SEI administrator endorsement through obtaining the SEI teacher endorsement, or through the successful completion of a department-approved course of study specific to providing sheltered English instruction. Course providers verify this option electronically. You can find additional information about all these options through the SEI link contained within the overview located directly beneath this video. Please keep the following in mind. A provisional license is valid for 5 years of employment. An initial license is valid for 5 years of employment. Educators employed under a provisional superintendent, assistant superintendent license for 5 years have a professional responsibility to advance the provisional license to an initial license before starting their next year of employment as a superintendent, assistant superintendent in a public school or other setting where possession of a valid license is required by Massachusetts law. Educators employed under an initial license for 5 years have a professional responsibility to advance the initial to a professional license before starting their next year of employment in the role of the license in a public school or other setting where possession of a valid license is required by Massachusetts law. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about educator licensure in Massachusetts. Thank you also for being an educator or aspiring to become one. Your efforts are commendable and greatly appreciated. We hope this component of MELS has been helpful. Please visit other components of the series for additional information about educator licensure. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to call the Licensure Call Center at 781-338-6600 or stop by and visit us in person at our walk-in service counter at 75 Pleasant Street, Malden, Massachusetts.